The Galaxy Z Fold 6 has officially been revealed, providing us Samsung's latest effort into the book-style foldable industry. Although the Galaxy Z Fold range was previously regarded the greatest, that's no longer the case as the competition continues to dazzle, leaving us wondering what could be in store for the Z Fold 7. Part of this is illustrated by the Z Fold 6, which saw very little in the way of any major changes. Even then, one might argue that Samsung ranks above the rest in terms of the software experience you'll find on the Fold. With that being stated, here's all we know about Samsung's forthcoming book-style foldable so far. If we're going by when Samsung revealed the Z Fold 6, then we'll likely have to wait until July before the Z Fold 7 gets shown publicly. Currently, there's nothing to indicate anything unusual will happen, since it provides Samsung a bit of breathing room before the full rush of new phone launches takes place. Seeing as we're still a little ways off from any official announcement, pricing specifics have been relatively scant. Perhaps that's a reasonably good thing, as it could mean we wouldn't have to worry about a price spike. However, some reports have stated that the Z Fold 7 could end up being a bit more pricey. The biggest cause would be owing to rising expenses for the Snapdragon 8 Elite. This isn't anything restricted to Samsung's foldable phones, but price rises have also been reported for the S25 series for the same reason. Samsung is already having a tough enough time selling the Fold 6 at its $1,799 retail price. And with the firm already decreasing its sales expectations for both the Flip 7 and Fold 7, it's tough to conceive that anything good would come from a price rise. One of the greatest sticking issues over the past few incarnations of Galaxy Z Fold devices has been the design. Especially when the likes of the OnePlus Open emerge, giving a comfortable and pleasing hardware experience. Then Google announced the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, looking nothing like the original Pixel Fold with its passport-style design. And that's just looking at the foldable market in North America. If you start looking outside, the disparity between Samsung and nearly every other OEM is even more astonishing, with options like the Honor Magic V3, Vivo X Fold 3 Pro, and even Huawei's Mate X6. After Samsung debuted the Z Fold SE in late October 2024, it provided a preview at what the Z Fold 7 could bring. As it turns out, rumors suggest this is essentially what we'll see later in the year. With that in mind, the Z Fold 7 is rumored to include a larger 6.5-inch cover screen, combined with an 8-inch main display. If Samsung leaves everything else the same, the Fold 7 might possibly end up being both slimmer and lighter. Compared to the Fold 6, the Z Fold SE is 1.5mm slimmer and 3 grams lighter. However, concessions evidently had to be made in order to accomplish these outcomes, with the Z Fold SE missing the specialist digitizer required for S Pen functionality. While we want to see a more modern design coming with the Fold 7, we also hope that S Pen functionality is not discontinued. In January 2025, an interview with Fast Print by the Elect revealed that Samsung was not aiming to introduce any substantial adjustments made to the Z Fold 7. Instead, noting that there will be some changes starting with the Z8 series that will be released in 2026. Moving past the look, we already have a pretty solid idea of what the Z Fold 7 will deliver in terms of specs. As will be the case with most 2025 top Android phones, Qualcomm's latest Snapdragon 8 Elite is expected to be at the helm. It gives a 45% improvement in both single-core and multi-core performance, coupled with being around 40% more efficient than the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. As of January 2025, just a handful of Snapdragon 8 Elite phones have been produced, but the results already prove to be quite outstanding. For reference, the Asus ROG Phone 9 Pro achieved a single-core score of 3,137 and a multi-core score of 9936 in Geekbench 6. Meanwhile, the Z Fold 6 with its Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 scores a 2,039 single-core score and a 6,367 multi-core score. Other specifications are still limited, but we expect the Z Fold 7 will continue the trend of following in the footsteps of the S25 in some aspects. As a result, we could see the Snapdragon 8 Elite paired with up to 16 gigs of RAM and up to 1 TB of storage. However, it's also expected that the base model will have 12 gigs of RAM and 256 RAM of storage, while upping the storage likely delivering a jump in the amount of available RAM. All of it sounds fairly nice, But besides the design, the other big issue around the Z Fold 7 is if Samsung will incorporate better cameras. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 has mostly kept to the same 50 megapixels, plus 10 megapixels, plus 12 megapixels mix for the past few years. Meanwhile, the Z Fold Special Edition includes a 200 megapixels main wide-angle lens, combined with a 10 megapixels telephoto camera, and a 12 megapixels ultra-wide sensor. Even if Samsung merely enhances the main camera, it would go a long way in tempting potential purchasers. As for battery life, we've yet to actually see anything that would imply Samsung is going to do anything new. Even if the Z Fold 7 takes the style of the Fold Special Edition, there's a strong possibility we'll still have a very basic 4400 mAh battery. In the same spirit, Samsung isn't likely to make any adjustments to charging speeds, resulting in 25-watt cable charging and 15-watt QR wireless. On the one hand, we want to believe that 2025 is the year that Samsung will finally listen to its fan base and create a foldable that's both original and performant. Logic, on the other hand, tells us to believe this won't actually be the case, especially given the rumors that Samsung has cut its shipment predictions and ambitions for foldable phones. The most likely possibility is that the Z Fold 7 simply adopts the look of the Z Fold Special Edition while getting the performance advancements we expect to see in the S25 Ultra. There's a lot of time between now and the projected launch, so it won't be long until more details are leaked or reported. It's also not outside the realm of possibility that Samsung throws a wrench into things by introducing the Z Fold 7 and a Fold 7 Special Edition. But it may not matter in the larger scheme of things if the Special Edition is only sold in Samsung's native country of South Korea. The Z Flip 7 and the Z Fold 7 will be Samsung's next-generation foldable phones. They are slated to be released in the middle of this year. While the Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition established that Samsung can manufacture small folding phones with good cameras, the Z Flip 7 and the Z Fold 7 might still not bring big advancements. Samsung aims to sell 7 million copies of Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Fold 7. A rumor from South Korea indicates that big upgrades in Samsung's foldable phones might only arrive with the Galaxy Z Flip 8 and the Galaxy Z Fold 8. This information was revealed in an interview with China's Fastprint, which became the first provider of high-density interconnect for the S25 series. In the interview, a Fastprint official revealed that Samsung had plans to sell 6 million Galaxy Z Flip 7 and Z Fold 7 units. However, the South Korean firm apparently has ambitions to sell 7 million copies of the Z Flip 8 and the Z Fold 8 jointly. If this is true, things aren't looking great for Samsung's foldable phones. The research also shows that Samsung intends to sell roughly 230 million handsets this year. While the business shipped over 300 million phones in 2019, sales decreased since the COVID-19 epidemic and never recovered to the pre-COVID-19 levels. Last year, Samsung's overall smartphone sales were allegedly in the area of 222 million devices. According to the research, the S24 made a solid showing, selling 35 million copies in 2024. These stats are better than those of the S23 series. Samsung forecasts the S25 series to sell slightly higher, at 37 million devices this year. It has plans to build 13 to 14 million units of the S25, 6 to 7 million units of the Galaxy S25 Plus, and 17 million units of the S25 Ultra. If these statistics are accurate, sales of the S25 series will be larger than the popular Galaxy S10 series, which was sold in the area of 35 million devices. So that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.